Marley.
You see that thing though? After.
Just for the facade, you get me? Marley.
You see that thing though? I'm perceived as a violent person on these streets in East London, in Newham. So if you're in East London and you don't know me, then you're playing yourself. I'm perceived as violent as it gets.
I heard the name they call you sometimes.
What do you call me?
Something with devil or something like that.
Yeah, it could be the devil and that, yeah. It's just another name for me, innit? Devil.
Young Dizz has always been known as the devil of UK drill, with him being a terror to everyone in the city of London due to his vicious life. He is living and videos and news on social media of what he has done to people on the streets and how violent he is. This is the story of the UK devil. Young Dizz. Isaac Donko, who is also known as Young Dizz, was born and raised in East London, Newham. Before we continue about Young Dizz, let's talk about state of Newham to give you a better idea of why Young Dizz is how he is. Newham is ranked number 11 in the top 15 most dangerous places in London, with it having a number of 123 crimes per 1,000 residents living in the borough. It was also said there was a total of 10,857 violent crimes in the borough. The borough is a low poverty, with it being ranked number 3 most deprived borough in London, making people in Newham go to crime to survive from a young age without any choice. The crazy report about Newham is in 2018, the borough was ranked number 1 with the highest murder rate in the year 2018, with at least 13 people being murdered, which would be the time Young Dizz would be known and called the devil of drill. Growing up, Young Dizz was always around the criminal life, as majority of his family members were in the gang life, including his uncles. Young Dizz would try to avoid the crime life and focus in school, but unfortunately for Young Dizz, by his teenage years on Christmas Day, his mum would unfortunately pass away and would begin to lose feelings and emotion after this, as he was close with his mum and felt guilty about her death. And whilst being in school, he would be attacked and get jumped by a total of 30 kids, with some of them going to the same school as him. This would be the start of Young Dizz becoming the devil of drill in the UK. As Young Dizz would start to get older, he would get more involved with the gang life and beginning to rep the 6th gang, which is known as ACG, who have known members in the group such as Twin S and Twin H, which beef the 7th gang, who have a popular rapper known as CB. Young Dizz and both of the twins would start to get heavily involved in the gang life, and Young Dizz would end up being the boss of the gang, with everyone in the gang looking up to him, especially the younger members. Young Dizz would be making a name in the streets of London, with people being afraid of him, and would not take music serious, with him releasing for the first time in 2013 with a song called I Believe. 2 years later, he would start to take music more seriously and would begin dropping drill songs such as Drill and Repent, which has gained more than 1.7 million views. During this time of releasing music, he would start to gain a more popular name for himself on the streets and the music scene, and would start getting heavily into the gang beef with rivals 7th, especially the rapper CB, who is currently in jail serving 23-year sentence after getting into a police chase at night and would be seen pointing a shotgun at the police car chasing them to get them away. Both individuals, Young Dizz and CB, would start dissing each other in songs, and everyone began following the gang beef between the two gangs. When one day in the year 2017, Young Dizz would get caught lacking and be stabbed 14 times and shot twice at close range 7th, and would be bleeding to death on the floor and taken to the nearest hospital quickly and put on life support, but would luckily survive this execution on him. I have tried finding reports of this news and articles about it, but nothing was put on the news at the time of this incident. Young Dizz and his gang, ACG, knew something had to be done, and days after in the same year, Young Dizz would order members in his gang to search for 6 members, and that is what they would do. ACG members would get the location on the 7th members and would pull up on them in the car and would start letting off shots at them in broad daylight. But luckily, the 7th members, who would be getting shot at, would all get away without being hit. But that wouldn't be the only shooting. And later on, 2 individuals would get shot in their head in retaliation for the attack on Young Dizz. This would be one of the reasons as to why people called Young Dizz the Devil of Drill, as he somehow survived this deadly attack, which was meant to kill him. During this time, Young Dizz would get arrested and be charged for 3 firearm charges and 4 cases of attempted murder, but somehow he would beat the case and be a free man, which made everyone decide he was the Devil of Drill because of everything he has gotten away with in the gang life. Young Dizz was on top of the UK drill scene, and no one could get near him, and was the most feared in the drill scene, and London and knew he didn't have to do the dirty work he used to do before, and decided to recruit younger kids to the gang, ACG, as they all looked up to him and would get them to do everything he asked them to do for him. In the year 2018, a popular rapper who went by the name of Mo Stack would make a video talking about how Young Dizz and his youngers dragged him out of his car late at night and beat him up badly and robbed his jewelry off him.
Louisiana true, Mo Stack did get wrapped up. Try to run to my whip, so they dragged me out. A gang of niggas in balaclavas dragged me out, fucked a nigga up, took my shit, fucking woke up the next day with a black eye, went straight to
The reason for this attack was because Mo Stack is friends with popular Newham rapper Jay Hoos, who Young Dizz has issues with and has made him crash on the motorway one time when spotting Jay Hoos in the vehicle. This would be the reason as to why Young Dizz attacked and robbed Mo Stack. Everyone could see Young Dizz was a terror to everyone in London and the rap scene, as he wasn't afraid of no one. Near the end of 2018, everybody would know who Young Dizz was, and he would start to be called the Devil. And in the year 2019 is when everything would go wrong for Young Dizz and would be arrested for 12.5 years in prison for a violent crime he committed. On August the 2nd of 2019, Young Dizz would be owed money off a teenager who had not paid him back and wanted his money back after weeks of not paying him back. Young Dizz would bring 4 of his youngers that would do anything for him, 2 16-year-old boys and 2 14-year-old boys. Young Dizz would tell one of the 16-year-old teenagers to contact the victim and to meet in Barking and act like nothing is going to happen. The victim would reply and agree to come meet at the location, and Young Dizz and his 4 accomplices would drive there in a dark blue Ford. When Young Dizz and his accomplices would arrive to the location, they would spot the victim and quickly jump out of the vehicle and punch him in the head and the body, forcing him to enter the vehicle, where he would also be threatened with a machete pointed at him and would get 2 plastic bags wrapped over his head with elastic bands to secure it. Before the victim would leave his parents' house, he would tell his dad he needs to leave, as the people after him knows his home address and needs to listen them. His dad would call the police and tell them what his son said to him.
Hello, this is police. What is your emergency, please?
I'm calling about our son. We are worried about his safety, actually. He popped in at home about 45 minutes back. He was very much upset and scared.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he received a call and he went out. And now his mobile is also not on, it's off. We are really worried where he is.
Do you feel like he's in some sort of trouble?
Yeah, he said that I can't stay there because the people who are after me know that address.
How old is he?
16.
I have put it on priority, so we are coming in the next 15 minutes.
The victim would be taken to one of the younger teenagers' home, where he would be held for 2 hours, tied up and beaten badly by Young Dizz and his accomplices. Young Dizz would force the victim to strip naked while filming him, saying he would cut him up if he did not listen to him. The victim would be hit with a metal pole to his face, back, legs, and arms, and shave all of his hair off by force. Young Dizz would then grab a kettle with boiling water in it and would attempt to pour it all over the victim's face, but would miss him by a little bit. The victim would then get forced to swallow a cannabis joint. The victim would then call his parents and beg for the 1,500 pounds he owed Young Dizz. Young Dizz would make the victim an example of not to mess with him and would let him go shortly after and would video the whole torture on the victim. Days later, Young Dizz and his 4 accomplices would be arrested, and Young Dizz would be questioned in an interview by detectives about the torture and why he is grooming kids to do his dirty work for him, and many more.
have a street name, I understand. What is your street name?
How come, man?
We believe your street name to be Young Dizz.
How come, man?
Victim says that when he gets into the car, he immediately recognises the driver as Young Dizz. Is that you?
How come, man?
That is you, isn't it, Isaac?
How come, man?
You say to him, you're a dickhead, you fucked with the wrong person. What do you mean by that, Isaac?
How come?
Why would you say that? He then says that you come back a few minutes later with a boiling kettle and that you go to pour it over his head. Feel like it's all coming on top of it at the moment, Isaac? Or are you just sitting there planning on how you're going to get this victim to withdraw the statement? I've got something to show you, Isaac, because whether you turn this victim or not, it's not going to matter.
The detectives find distressing footage of the kidnap and torture on the suspect's phone.
Bring your face here. Yo, Big Man, bring your face here. Right here. Right here, right here. Here. Come closer. I need to be able to feel it. Come closer. Come closer. Yo, turn your face a bit here because I can't slap it.
So that's you talking there, Isaac. I can hear that's you talking because I can hear it from your no comments. Same voice, posted from your Snapchat, and that is a picture of our victim. And then you say, come closer, come closer. I can't smack you properly unless you come closer. So you're laughing there, Isaac.
Get on your knees, get on your knees, get on your knees, man.
You demand he gets on his knees.
Get on your knees, big man.
Knocking him. There we go. Kick to the face, mate. That's on your phone. That's your voice. That's your Snapchat account. That's you filming that. That I'm going to play to the judge and to the jury. What you got to say about that, Isaac?
Can I speak to my sister in private?
Just going to pause the tape.
The whole time of the interview, Young Dizz would give a no-comment statement, and the detectives would then show a video recording found on Young Dizz's Snapchat of him torturing the victim. In April 2019, Young Dizz would be at Snaresbrook Crown Court and be sentenced for a total of 12.5 years for kidnap, false imprisonment, GBH, and a number of other offenses, whilst the 4 other accomplices were jailed between 2.5 years and 3.5 years. It is currently 2024, and Young Dizz has already done half of his sentence and is expected to be released soon. If there's anything you learned in this video, it is not to join the gang life and be influenced by people like this, and it is not cool and will get you hurt or sent to jail. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you lot in the next video.